What the business, people? You know what it is. Wednesday. Hey, yo, how's it going? Let's start this show. Before we get into it, man, I want to let y'all know tonight we have a giveaway from the movie Panama. We also got our guest, Brittany, who is going to be talking about mental health. And our first guest is going to be Louis Obadal, who's going to be talking about lupus and homelessness. So we're going to get into that. It's going to be a real different show tonight, but we want y'all to enjoy it. Sit back and relax. And it's time.
Get on my level, doing 125 in my own way, pedal to metal. One thing that I won't let you do, and that's gas me up. Keep my eyes open, letting nothing pass me up. Oh, I refuse to let you block my shine, no, not today. Oh, and I ain't going out to fight, no, not today. I'll take the light, you hold the camera, don't need more. Ready for action, I'm never lacking, I've seen war. Times great minds couldn't conceive or couldn't relate, was robbed a chance to see more. So I aspire to reach higher, the fire inside of me burns brighter until I blow up like C4. Great shit, make hits deep as the sea floor. Paste it, race gets long as the seashore. My star rising, they see me shining like I done been dipped in diamonds, but I be like, where the haters, they seem sure. It's all crickets, they on my dick like a seesaw. With no ticket, it's so sickening, please pause. As I provide the soundtrack to bounce back from each loss until we reach the target, we proceed. Course, there's no quitting, the clock's ticking. I seen how the plot thickens. Regardless, I never let it throw me off. I want the shit, boy, get on my level, doing 100.
Hey, what's going on? What the business is? I was talking to myself. The joys of being live. I got Chris somewhere, laid back in the cut.
Hey, everybody!
There he is.
What's going on?
Courtney's here. He's somewhere. He's shining his bowling ball, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
I got nothing. Yeah, what's going on, Chris? Man, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Check out last night's Blur's Eye View episode. We had Olalo Ogoyami, children's author, mentor,
there he
dope
is.
Individual, really dope individual. So yeah, really good, man. Doing good.
Court,
so what man, Wednesday?
Yes, it is.
We got Courtney back in the building.
Yes, we do. He's on mute. He's suckily silent. He's sulking. Like Susie sells seashores by the seashore. I don't even know if that works. Let's see if I can crop us for a minute. Oh Lord. What's going on, Court, man? How you doing? You gotta unmute yourself, brother. Maybe not. I don't know. It's live. It's Wednesday. Please.
Hey, Court, take you on mute.
I don't think he. Well, Courtney's sorting through his stuff. We'll keep the party going, man. Tonight is going to be a little different. We have a guest here to talk to us about lupus and homelessness. Also, we have another guest who's going to be talking about mental health and teen advocacy. So, it'll be a little different show, man. But before we get to all that, Chris, how was your week other than, Blur's Eye View?
It was good, man. Still recovering from the loss of the bad guy.
There he is.
Still recovering from the loss of the bad guy. He went back to mute again.
There he was. We lost him again.
He was there for a split second. There you go. You're back.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
There you go.
All right. I don't know the website. All right. There
Yo,
we go.
my guy Arce, what's going on, player?
What's Arce?
My guy, man. If you don't know, he has a lot of different podcasts, man. One of my favorites until he cut his beard. Now he just looks like a gas station owner. But I still love him, man. He's still my guy, man. Arce, he's still my guy. He went from I'll have your daughter home when I'm ready to I'll have her home by 7:59, sir. Courtney, man, how was your week, man?
Man, my week was crazy, bro. I have a difficult job. And I have difficult people to work with, man. So that's all I'm gonna say. I leave them people alone tonight. People are difficult. Fucking hate it. It's an understatement. Fucking understatement. Work around the clock, man. Been working around the clock, trying to live out this what they call here American dream.
It's a nightmare. What are you
Somebody's
talking about?
dream. But...
Oh, so I don't know who fucking dream this was, but until you drinking
dream.
one of these a day, you're gonna be fucking around drinking one of these a day. Like it's an apple.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Well,
now y'all job ain't that fucking stressful, yeah.
No, sorry.
No, I don't allow it to stress me.
Yeah.
They run around like the crazies. I just watch the chaos unfold. I'm the villain.
You at the age, man. You at the age where you can just tune the motherfuckers out. I'm still a fresh 28. That shit get on my nerves immediately. I don't understand it.
You keep on needing.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck what they need.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Right now, I handles my businesses, and that's all I'm worries about. So, I can kind of say something, but I'm not fully allowed to yet. Just know something is about to pop, and I'll give you a date, April 1st. That's all you need to know. That's all you're gonna hear. I'll fill you guys in later once I get the particulars, but it's about to go down. So
bias, fuck you. Is that what that is?
Not yet. I can't say too much. I'm under lock and key. I'm not even allowed to say nothing until it's fully
established.
But it's gonna be nice.
Seems like we are all under lock and key on some certain deals. Which is good because
just saying this much can get us all killed. So I'm not gonna say too much.
Damn, don't tell me.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. He was like,
keep that shit to yourself, bro.
So speaking of keeping shit to themselves, man, I don't know if y'all been noticing, man, but the NFL is there's teams throwing out a shit ton of money right now. Motherfuckers are getting paid for nothing right now. But that ain't where I want to go. I want to go to beautiful sunny Cleveland right now, where one Baker Reagan Mayfield is.
Reagan? His middle name Reagan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they need to fire him based off of that.
So, for those who don't know, and for those who are in this area, Cleveland Browns had drafted a quarterback, Baker Mayfield, with the first overall pick about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they were loving Baker Mayfield, and all of Cleveland thought they found their Super Bowl winning quarterback, and they were going to go and win the Super Bowl multiple times. And then Cleveland happened, because it's fucking Cleveland, so you know what's going to happen. It sounds good in the beginning. Yeah, it sounds good in the beginning, and then it just falls the fuck apart. So, Cleveland hopped on a plane while Baker Mayfield was sitting in the kitchen cooking a good meal for his lover in Cleveland, which is the Browns. He was at home, iron drawers and all that stuff.
Probably eating a corned beef sandwich.
Yeah, and Cleveland jumped on a plane to talk to Deshaun Watson to try to woo him to come to Cleveland.
Keyword.
It's not a good look.
That's like when, you know what I'm saying? That's like a dude that's married hopping on the plane to go see his ex bitch. Like, you trying to get with me? What we doing? And then she turn you down. And then you got to fly back with all that despair in your heart and your wife know now.
Yeah, so here's the issue. Last night, Baker decided to hit Twitter spears and all his Instagrams and put out a 4-page Aaliyah letter saying how much he, is proud to be in Cleveland and he loves it, and you know what I mean. It's just it was a sappy. A little small violin was playing, and it was a beautiful love song. But here's the thing. What happens if Deshaun Watson says no to Cleveland? Now you got to go back, like Courtney said, to Baker Mayfield and try to fix that damaged relationship. Yeah. I'm not sure it's fixable, because if anybody knows Baker Mayfield, he's not the easiest scorned lover.
He don't like to be. He don't like his heart trampled over.
Yeah, no. So it's weird because it's a point to now where it's ugly. I mean, Deshaun Watson was cleared of all 22 criminal charges, but now there's probably going to be 22 civil lawsuits. So that brings me to the first thing, because everybody's like, oh, you know, he did something wrong and he shouldn't be here. And then it's like, but your quarterback situation ain't shit. So
Right.
I think it's just payback for all them Browns fans that had to talk about Ben Roethlisberger all that time. That's probably what that is. They probably mad they gotta eat them words and have one of the same type of people on their team. Now what? If it all pans out, it'll work out in y'all favor. It'll be what y'all deserve. And y'all deserve what happened with y'all and with Baker Mayfield too. Cause that's what y'all disloyal ass get. That's what you do. When you do shit like that, it always come back to bite you. Yeah.
So
0-17 next year, Browns.
I said that.
How does Cat Williams say? That's what you get for talking shit.
That what you give it on this shit, Chris. That's what you get right there.
It's not gonna be an easy road for them to
recover. They gonna have to, how you recover from that?
You don't.
What do you say? You say what? I'm sorry, I went out there and talked to that guy. We think he's better than you. That's basically what the fuck they say. Also,
well, pretty much they just was like, hey man, you ain't good enough to get us a Super Bowl.
We know somebody that is. We'll be back.
Yeah.
If real shit, DC, if they sign him, what do you tell Baker Mayfield at this point? What do you do?
You can't tell him nothing. Like, it's over. Like,
it's over.
That's like your job. Like your job telling you gonna be the boss, but secretly they go try to get somebody else from another company. You know what I'm saying? Who ain't got the same experiences you got working at that company, but he might be a better fit because he has more experience, period, overall. And then when that nigga be like, nah, I don't wanna work for y'all. Now you gotta come back to me. He be like, hey man, listen. I know we tried to replace you real quick. You know. Let's just let cooler heads prevail, man.
What the fuck?
We're gonna pay you, some money and everything will be okay.
I think the Browns made a bad decision over this past week by doing that. Even if they did go down there to see Deshaun Watson, that should have been but you know what, Chris? The part that pissed me off is they did it out in the open. Hey, fuck it, we don't care if he know who we did.
That right there.
And I get it as a business. I get it as a business, Chris. You know what I'm saying? Because people be like, it's a football. Sports is a business. I understand that, but what I don't understand is how you disrespect people.
It was madly
your organization.
It was madly open.
That's crazy. That's to me. That's
that says a lot about the organization. On top of that, though.
Yeah, they quarterback thirsty.
Yeah,
I don't understand it, but they quarterback thirsty. They won't trust the process. Maybe they need to take a page out of the book of JaVale Embiid. You know what I'm saying? And trust the fucking process. No, real shit. Because you have to.
I know you're not lying. I know it's the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
I know it to be true.
It's Cleveland, man.
They gave this young dog. I get it. It did. Baker Mayfield. He been through the fucking ringer being a Browns player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He going through the fucking ringer. They demanded him to win tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You get that type of shit.
This man played injured last season and didn't even tell y'all. So he's putting.
I give him a lot of shit too. I give him a lot of shit because I'm out here in Cleveland. I see what I see. I don't understand it, but at the same time, if that's how my organization gonna do me, next season I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you.
Well,
next season I will show you better than I can tell you.
And here's the problem: you cut your leader wide receiver, Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, exactly.
You cut your center, who was also the player president, like of the player union. It's not a good look for Cleveland. But then again, let's look at the landscape of the whole NFL, because I don't know if y'all know, but some old motherfucker down in Florida decided fuck his kids. Gas prices is too high. I need to play football again. Like Tom Brady was like, you know what? I've been home for 2 months. This ain't for me. This ain't it, Chief. I'm gone.
Hell no. You know what he saw?
I got to get the fuck out of here.
He saw Russell Wilson go to Denver. He said, you know what? He saw Russell Wilson. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out. You know, exact that morning, Tom Brady was laying in his bed with his. I bet you Tom Brady got a half Buccaneer, half Patriot comforter. You feel me? Like half and half. I don't know why, but I feel like that's what Tom got on his bed.
Buccaneer pajamas and fucking Patriot slippers.
Either that or
know
one
why.
pant, or either that or one pants leg is Patriot, the other pants leg is Buccaneer.
You got a picture of Bill Belichick on the back of his motherfucking pillowcase.
Oh shit!
You know
Wait, before we get to Tom Brady, fuck, I forgot. Today's show is brought to you by Panama, starring Cole Hauser and motherfucking Mel Gibson's.
Oh yeah.
Bring this up real quick. Where'd I put that? Excuse me for a second. Not that. Here we go. So, Panama star Mel Gibson and Cole Hauser are now available on digital and demand. When U.S. is on the brink of invading Panama, former Marine Hauser is hired by a CIA operative, Gibson, for a top-secret arms trade mission. Cole Hauser and Mel Gibson make up the unstoppable duo in this edge-of-your-seat action thriller. You can buy, rent, or own Panama today. Watch it today, and it's rated R. Thank you to Paramount Pictures. So, but guess what? I got a surprise for you. Tonight, you can win a chance. You got a chance to win. Be entered in the drawing. All you got to use is hashtag HeyYo, and you'll be entered in the drawing.
Wait, say it. Hey, yo.
It's more. Yeah, but no. You just got to use the hashtag because you got to type it. So, you use hashtag HeyYo. You'll be entered in the drawing. You get a chance to win a movie night on the fellas. So, we can't provide popcorn and juice and all that stuff. You got to get your own, but you can get a free movie on us. So, use that during the show, and you get yourself a chance to win the movie. And why does that... Wait. I had a typo. Damn you, Tier Mana. So, use the hashtag HeyYo to win a chance to get a copy of the movie. Cam Gibson, what's going on?
Yeah, but like I was saying,
Back to Tom Brady.
I think Tom woke up that morning, D, and was like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he seen that shit on ESPN. He went and grabbed his cleats. You know what I'm saying? I bet he grabbed his cleats and told his son, like, hey, back to business. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
He pulled the
You know what happened?
He pulled the sunshine. He said,
tell you what happened.
He pulled that big ass Silverado up, didn't he?
His wife told him
He pulled the
she
Silverado
got
up
about
to that gas pump.
that, and his wife told him she got about 12 years worth of motherfucking honeydew lists that he need to get done. The kids needed rides to soccer. It was motherfucking PTA meetings. Regular nigga shit.
And DC she said, hey, now that you home, that garage needs some tinting.
Yeah, that garage needs cleaning. You know what I'm saying?
That
The roof needs re-shingle.
He said,
I'm not cleaning all that. I'm not cleaning all that.
You make some shit up like that too. Like, I got to practice tomorrow. She like, what practice?
You retired.
Nah, Courtney, this what happened, Courtney. This what happened, Courtney. Like you said, he pulled that big ass Silverado up to the gas pump. Filled that tank up, seen what he looked at, got on that phone, was like, yeah, Tommy, tell your mother I ain't coming home. I got practice.
Yeah, man, it's crazy though.
Pulled up to the gas pump at Sam's Club with the membership and still paid $4. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that some shit? Put up with the big ass Silverado. You boy, Tom, you can't afford to retire right now.
Also, Aaron just got paid again.
For who?
So the Green Bay Packers.
So he's staying home, huh?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years, $105 million or something like that. Ooh. I don't know. It's a lot of here's my problem. Christian Kirk, who you ain't never probably heard of for the Arizona Cardinals, who's probably the fourth best receiver on his team, just got $65 million, $40 million guaranteed. Why? He's now the third highest paid receiver in the league.
Shit don't make no sense. I don't understand it. Come on, Chris. Come throw me a pass, bro. Y'all can play offensive lineman. Tom do that at 47.
Yeah, and Tom also don't get hit.
Yes, he do. It's just that
not like that.
He take them lidocaine patches.
I bet you did. He get hit this season. He gonna think about some life choices. He's like, do I want to go home and do that honeydew list, or do I want to get back up and go back in this game?
Nah, but here's the thing, man. It's Von Miller just went to oh shit, my bad. I probably should start collecting. I got one entry. Okay. My bad. I should probably have the fucking meter running so that it's collecting the hey yo's, cause so we got one entry, which is dope. Yeah, man, it's weird, man. Von Miller just went to the Broncos. Shout out to Reggie Gregory, man. Randy Gregory.
Wait. Where the fuck have I been? He back? Did he just win?
Yeah, he was in LA and now he's in Buffalo. Keep up, man. I'm trying to school y'all. So
he went to Buffalo? I thought you just said he went to the Broncos.
No. Randy Gregory went to the Broncos. So Pete Randy Gregory, Stilo. My nigga was about to sign the contract. Randy Gregory in Dallas was like, you know what? I want to stay here. Y'all looked out for me when I had my drinking problems. I'm going to be loyal. That nigga seen the contract, was about to sign. He seen the language of the contract. And here's what's so fucked up about it. The social media for Dallas was already putting out like, yeah, he's re-signed. He's back. My nigga was like, not so fast there, sunshine. I'm out. I'm going to Denver. The nigga backed out the contract, went to Denver.
It's been a shakeup. This past week.
You know what? I love hearing shit like that. Because if you don't, they going to do what they did to Baker Mayfield. They going to fly out to see another motherfucker anyway. Get up out of there, brother.
Well, Von Miller was trying to go back to Denver.
I seen him saying he want that whole thing back. I seen that.
A little bit. He wasn't like too for real on it.
Got 2 rings now, my boy out here living.
Yeah. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. My man dropped 60 in a COVID game. He just dropped 60 on
Orlando. His mother's now his management team.
Yeah, stepmother is.
Yeah. So first black woman to be
take that fucking vaccine. Stop causing his team so much fucking grief.
Nah, man, they got Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't shoot to save his fucking life. Gun to head right now. They be like, Ben Simmons, make this 3, or we just gonna take you to the back alley and beat your knees. Ben Simmons gonna be in a wheelchair. This nigga can't shoot. I see this dude at the 3-point line.
Wait a minute. You said they willing Ben Simmons out there.
Hey.
He still got his uniform on.
Willing that nigga out to the court, Paul Pierce style.
You said Paul Pierce style.
That when Paul Pierce had the boo-boo.
Yeah, nigga's like, I got cramps.
I was mad as fuck when they said Paul Pierce had the boo-boo and they had to wheel him out. That had me weak. I was like, this shit is ridiculous.
That nigga ate Moe's before the game.
This nigga terrible.
Needless to say, Moe's won't be a sponsor here. I don't give a fuck if I eat Chipotle anyway, nigga. Let me tell you about Moe's. I don't like Moe's because every time you walk in there, them motherfuckers is aggressive as shit.
Why are you so aggressive at Moe's?
Them niggas like, welcome to Moe's! Ah! I'm like, nigga, y'all ain't even that good for you to be yelling at a nigga as soon as I walk in the door, B.
Bruh, it's the Moe's for me, bro. Moe's is a disrespectful ass place.
And then they food look weird, like it just look like Polynesian throw up.
That shit look bad. You ever went to a place ain't nothing look appealing?
Yeah,
Moe's.
I'd rather eat fucking Burger King moose knuckle nuggets than I eat at Moe's ever again in my life.
That's crazy, because y'all know how we feel about the moose knuckles.
And I hate Burger King nuggets. Them
Worst
motherfuckers
nuggets
is
ever.
their ankles and despair and fucking pencil shavings.
But Moe's
is a whole different
level of disgusting.
It literally, this is the level of Moe's.
I seen when they beat
like when you walk in the door. Hey, motherfucker, what you want? That's what they coming with. They ain't say welcome to Moe's. They're like, hey, motherfucker, what you want?
Nah, bro. Some restaurants in the hood be good with the bad attitudes. You feel me? Like sometimes you can determine if they got a bad attitude, the food about to be fine. Nah, where I'm from, bro, if the attitude bad, the food about to be great.
Good, yeah.
That bitch cooking with anger. She mad as fuck back there with that pot. You
feel
me?
That
shit frying the shit out of that chicken, literally. You feel me? Like that shit is going
you
down.
You might
like
get it a day late.
Moe's is the fucking most disrespectful place I've ever been in. Because your service is shit.
That's because they
and then they yell at you. They so aggressive.
Shut the
Why
fuck
y'all
up.
so
I'll come behind that counter
aggressive,
and
man? Y'all so
take your
angry.
mom's hat.
Angry little guys. Damn, there was something else I wanted to touch on before our guest came on. There's so much that happened, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna touch on that. I know everybody has. I'm not gonna touch on the whole Kanye Pete thing. Pete was disrespectful, but he got his. I ain't gonna lie. Pete was G-boo to G-boo. That's all I'm gonna say about
Pete
that.
ass. Fuck that. You somebody's husband, dude. Fuck that, bro. You gotta shoot Pete. Pete disrespectful.
You
gotta see the whole side.
That sounds like a yay problem, not a me problem.
I said,
right. That's yeah.
No, I'm just saying, coming from a husband standpoint.
Yeah, I understand, but at the same time,
was too late. Why Kanye pray for him?
You put yourself
you
there.
need to pray on him.
I'll pray he makes some more fire music. That's all I got.
I was hoping he had 2 Chirac goons on Pete ass the next day.
Shout out to Will Smith, man. Him and Michael B. Jordan about to do I Am Legend 2.
Why?
Denzel is about to do Equalizer 3.
Why?
I'm for that. No.
Tyler Perry about to do Medea Sage Ukraine.
Somebody needs to.
What do you mean?
And Courtney left. He was like, "This angers me. I'm out."
Medea Sage Ukraine.
Not Ukraine. It's a. Never mind. Not that one. Anywho, what else is going on? Damn, it's been a crazy week, man.
It's been a wild ass.
It's been a crazy week. For those who don't know, I can't say it yet. Like I wish I could tell this news, man. Just know we're about to get it.
We'll find out after the show. Tidbits will go, or something.
Well, I can't see this. Oh damn! Not that Ukraine, man. It was a.
Let me fire and fuck. Let me fire and fuck. Medea just go over there and say Ukraine with a 357. And you pull up in the motherfucking caddy. She was that. Bow! Busted niggas with a 357. I'm down for it, Tyler. Now, I don't know if you want to go that late. I want we need our percentage.
I gotta shout somebody out, but I don't know if I want to do it.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. It looks like if you shout them out, you might put a spotlight on somebody.
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Word.
Gotta, yeah, 357.
Yes, yeah.
Shout out to
you. That bitch with the dress on. Feel me? She got the dress on, the purple dress. You feel me? The first
one from every movie.
Yeah. Oh, damn. You're right. That is the same one. The big purple dress. I don't know how Tyler Perry did that bitch in the museum.
He is. It's in the Smithsonian.
Millions. Hey, let me ask you, before we hop over that, Tyler Perry go down to history?
As what?
One of the best black screenwriters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he went from something to nothing.
Consistent, boy.
He's a billionaire.
No matter how much shit we talk, that motherfucker consistent.
He consistent.
And he got the studio.
I will give. You say what you want about
he got a lot on lock right now.
Got
a lot on lock right now.
Hello.
My guy RC, man, thank you for being here.
Hey, Medea like a special op though. It's like
come up with that bad wig in the water.
She like SEAL Team 6 by herself. She beat niggas ass with her titties and everything. She just out there fucking people up. This is a great movie.
So
buy it today.
First guest is here. We're about to get into it, man. Bring him to the stage. We're gonna get into some particulars real quick. What's going on? How you doing? Good. So I want to kind of jump into it. Lupus, I don't know much about.
No.
And I don't think a lot of people do, which is why I wanted to have this conversation, because I think it's something that should be known, but not a lot of people get to know it. So please let us know.
Yeah, it's a disease that can really affect up someone's really life pretty hard and heavy. It can attack your organs, it can attack your brain, cause seizures, it can cause heart issues, kidney issues, just a whole host of assortment of issues, and it can be just a nightmare to try to pinpoint and diagnose.
Now, you have lupus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Now, when did you find out, and how was that?
Back in 2013, 2014, I got hit with a seizure all of a sudden while setting my phone out of the blue, and at first it was a lot of guessing games and a lot of ups and downs trying to talk to doctors in and out. And it was a lot of arguing with doctors, and eventually came down to kidney failure and biopsy to figure out what was going on at the end of it. And it's just a lot of nightmare, basically, and getting people to understand what is going on with it, and just getting down to wading through the whole nightmare of it all.
So is lupus is it a hereditary thing, or is it just kind of one of those diseases that just kind of
it's a little bit of both. There's hereditary issues. It can be related to environmental factors, such as they've gone and contributed to some of the hazards too, like in the military's had in the burn pits. If you live in a lot of super fun pits, that can trigger it. It's kind of up in the air. They're still trying to pinpoint a lot of it down, but yes, genetics do come into play. And medications can cause it too. Some out there that they treat cancers with can bring it upon. It's an autoimmune disease basically, and it causes your body to basically attack your organs at the end of the day, and it sees it as an enemy basically.
So what is life like with lupus? For us that don't understand, how does your day to day with it?
It can be very hard. I mean, it can really wear you out and tire you a lot, and the physical pain and everything else going along with it, like the sun can cause you to flare, just a lot of sorts of things with the aches and pains. I get suicide headaches, which is really no actual cure for it. They just can kind of treat it. It's kind of headaches you want to put a screwdriver through your eye. It's just very debilitating. There's lupuses that can cause paralyzations. So it's just very, very traumatizing. It can really cause isolations amongst people. I myself, my family took a very negative attitude towards it and didn't want to believe it, or go on the internet and read things where it can be cured, or if you do this, you're fine. And it's just a lot of misinformation out there, unfortunately, on it.
So I know a few people that have lupus, and one thing that they tell me is the eating habits have to change a lot. And the overall behavior around lupus have to change a lot. So what was the changes that you had to make that were big to trying to change how you live with it?
Yeah. Very often, like the type of medications you take makes you immune suppressed, so you're very susceptible to the common cold and things like that. So early on, I wore a mask everywhere I went. I still do to this day. So I've been wearing a mask since 2014. Just because the fact that medication and that kind of stuff makes you very susceptible to it. And it causes a lot of isolations in cases.
So in doing my research, I didn't know that. I thought there was like one kind of lupus. I was mistaken. There's 4.
Yeah, there's a very many. Yeah, you have NPSLE. There's CNS lupus. You have discoid lupus, myelitis lupus, neonatal lupus, childhood lupus.
Like
wow.
That,
yeah.
And what's crazy is I don't think there's enough awareness.
No, there's not. No,
because until I've met you, I've never really knew anybody with lupus, which is
it's sad. It's very scary. Yeah,
I've heard of cases of people that I might have known.
Yeah, I know. Especially amongst black men, I don't think we know about it as much as we should amongst black men.
No.
And that's why I think it's something that is hard to diagnose amongst us.
Yeah,
because I bet there's a lot of people that run around and do not know what the cause of the root of their real problem is. It's some of the stuff I just heard today, and that I never knew. And I think lupus, I do know it's a big thing amongst black women.
Yes, it is.
I know a lot of black women. I know a bunch of black women that have lupus, and it's a constant fight for them. And I've seen people have to isolate, losing weight, just going through so much different changes in their life and people, and it's one of those diseases that you don't hear about, so you don't really spotlight it. But it's just as debilitating as a cancer to me.
Because it's not worse.
It's so hard to treat. And it's so sensitive for people, especially with this COVID. That's why I asked you that, because with COVID, I can only imagine how much you wanted to stay away from people.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You don't want to subject yourself to being sick any more than you already are.
Exactly.
So I commend you for being at the front line and even being able to talk about it amongst other people.
Yeah.
Because some people get scared, some people don't like the information.
Yeah. Speaking of information, I want to kind of hit some of these early symptoms as I was doing my research. So we have, and these are just 10 of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably more than this. This is just like 10 of the early signs, early symptoms. Fatigue, fever, hair loss, rash, pulmonary problems, kidney problems, swollen joints, gastrointestinal problems, thyroid problems, dry eyes and mouth. Like those, like even just those, like you wouldn't think that's
they correlate with
other with lupus, like, because some of that just sounds like I feel fatigue right now, so I don't want to, I have lupus. So I think it's one of those things that even Reed knows. It's so many common things to everyday life that you don't think that you know what I mean?
Yeah, it mimics so many different elements and issues out there. It's hard to finally, and it can go as far as like the NPSLE, where go into mood disorders and psychiatric issues. So diagnosing those issues versus being another issues even makes it even tougher, like with children and that kind of stuff, and cognitive issues and being able to study. So it's and just not people really being aware of the disease on top of it. It just makes it even harder. Having access to the right medical care and the right doctors out there is really devastating in itself. Because I mean, when I lived down in Texas, we lived in a very poor community. So trying to get access to those facilities and the type of resources to get treatment just makes it even harder. And it shouldn't be right. It's just so wrong. People should have easy access to that kind of stuff.
You would think.
That's just true.
You would think.
So I think we kind of answered this question real quick, Courtney, before you went in. But my guy Arce asked, can it be confused with another disorder? And I think we kind of with just like those. And those was just 10 symptoms that I found. I mean, there's a lot more symptoms to that. So it can be. Yeah. Just from some of the limited research I did, trying to get ready. And like I said, that's just crazy because some of those things on that list, guys go bald, you wouldn't think like you losing your hair, that's lupus. You would just think that's a natural progression of getting old, Like if my dad's bald and his dad's bald, sooner or later I'm going to be bald, but it's crazy. Like Courtney, you was about to say something. I'm sorry.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what can we do to help this become a thing? What is our job on the front end of the media world to bring awareness to this disease?
I think just talking about it more so in the open general public. I mean, getting it outside of the community and more of awareness, and that it can affect men, that it can affect children, and it's just not isolated to a certain group of females. Unfortunately, I hate to take it away from them, but it needs to be more generalized and brought out in the open. I mean, I was aware of lupus, like you said, but not to the extent that it attacked men.
That's crazy. I was going to say that. I didn't want to say that earlier, but I did not know men have lupus. Yeah, because like I said, everybody that I've seen that had lupus were black women. And the autoimmune disease that I'm used to amongst black men is sickle cell. So I was thinking more towards those two things. I know they probably don't coexist at no point, but I'm just thinking more so. I've never seen a male with lupus. So for me, this is an eye-opener that males can't have lupus.
Yeah, and it just needs to get, I mean, I've been doing men have lupus for the last 7 years, and I still run into guys that don't know other men that have lupus or too afraid to talk about it because of the stereotypes of being in a female disease, and it's just not right.
And I would hear a lot of females having it myself. So
I don't think you can necessarily I don't think the diseases care whether it's a man or women. No, I don't think that. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. Like a lot of people don't want to be associated with certain things that aren't supposed to be, manly things. Which we need to get away from that because you either gonna die a man or you gonna die a man. Like either way, you're gonna die. But you'd rather not die. A healthy man who can take care of it. You know what I mean? Because like if you afraid to get help because you don't want to be looked at as not a man, then you're not a man because a man is gonna take care of himself to take care of his family.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like doctors, but I know I need to go because there's people that count on me. So if I don't get myself checked out, then something happens, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So it's weird because I hear that a lot. Like even with mental health, we're gonna get into that tonight. Like a lot of guys don't want to go see a therapist because it's not manly. Which we're in 2020. Everybody has fucking problems. Everybody's fucked up mentally. There's a lot of things going on to where you need to get it off your chest. You need to find some kind of outreach before you explode. Like you hold all that in and then you're gonna fucking explode one day. And if you explode the wrong way, you can hurt somebody.
Exactly. Keeping that all bottled up inside is not healthy at all.
Not healthy, especially when you're going through something like lupus, because or any disease period. But like I said, lupus, it's one of those things where it's a silent killer.
It is, and not knowing the facts and the issues of it really makes it even harder to bring it up to doctors. How do you even know? Yeah,
because if you don't know you have it, and you just think you have, what I'm saying? Because like some of them, like the fatigue could be with a cold, the flu, coronavirus, just being tired from work or going to the gym. You know what I mean? So you have to really pay attention to those signs and really stay on top of your health. Like,
it's pretty simple. I mean, they do an ANA panel, and it's not a completely 100 accurate, but it's a simple blood test. So, I mean, if someone considering thinking they might have the issues and they're showing the symptoms, it's just an easy ask your doctor about an ANA panel, because it can really show a lot and help you out to know if you have lupus or not, or another autoimmune illness. And it's just a simple blood test.
I'm glad you said that, because I actually have some more signs. Because I want to get these signs out of there, because you never know, somebody might be going through here.
They're very
and be like, damn, I feel this. So some of these, if you have at least 40 signs, you might have lupus. A butterfly-shaped rash, raised red patches on your skin, you're sensitive to life, ulcers in your mouth or nose, arthritis in 2 or more joints, plus swelling and tenderness, inflammation in the lining of your heart or lungs, seizures or other nerve problems, too much protein in your urine, low blood cell counts, certain antibodies in your blood.
What's crazy is, out of all those signs, they literally could be any other disease, and you would never know. You would never know.
And a lot of men get hit with kidney issues and heart issues. Those are the two main things that hit men hard, is the kidney issues. And a lot of times, I'll use an example as Charles Carroll, when his whole life arguing, trying to figure out symptoms, until he died and they did an autopsy, they found out it was lupus his whole life. But doctors would not take him serious his whole life.
It's crazy. It's crazy on so many fronts, really, that you have to go up. It's basically an uphill battle in some cases. Would you say that now that is becoming a little more prevalent, that people are, like yourself, that's bringing it to light? Do you think that there are certain doctors, or there are some doctors who are knowing to look for
the symptoms and signs,
the symptoms, and know what to, it could be cancer, it could be just fatigue, it could be this, because of all of everything lining up? Do you have some doctors who are actually saying, let's take this panel test for this, and let's
yes and no. There's still a lot of doctors that are unsure about it. I've ran into myself, even after diagnosing. Doctors believe I don't have it because I'm a male, and want to take me off all the medications and restart over. It's time and time I hear stories with men on that same issue. See doctors and rheumatologists going, well, men don't get it, and I don't believe you have it, so let's start all over again. So that's yeah, and a lot of transgenders too face that issues. They say, well, you can't have it because of this, or you can't be on the medication because of the other meds. And so there's a lot of fight still left in the medical community on trying to get these stigmas taken away too, unfortunately. So yes, some doctors are coming around, but yes, there's a lot of work to still be done, unfortunately.
Another question from our beautiful crowd. Can you die from it?
Yes, it is fatal. Yes, very much so. Obviously, there's no cure. Like I said, my second kidney failure, it was, if they weren't going to treat it right, I was just about ready to die at home. I have no treatment options left, so I am terminal from it due to what it has done to me. I have an issue where my blood vessels no longer constrict, so my pressure is way low. So, excuse me, I have I have an organic brain issue, so sometimes my speaking doesn't quite steady that well. But and then I have antiphosphate syndrome, which is my head is full of blood clots. So that's another issue men get struck with a lot too. So me having any kind of medical surgery is kind of out of the queue because of those issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get major blood loss.
Yeah, it's a very serious illness that needs to be taken very serious.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we have you on here because, again, I've never encountered it. Never knew anybody that had it. If I did, they never said anything about it.
And a lot of
so, like when we crossed paths, I started to get curious, and I wanted to know, not just for me, but I feel like we have a duty, we have a platform where we can reach people.
Yeah.
It might not be a lot of people, but hopefully we can reach the people who can help reach other people and kind of get the word out because we're big on like health, mental health, all these things.
Ever since we started this show.
It's
we've been and I'm glad that you coming on. I'm sorry, DC, not to cut you off, but I'm glad.
No, go ahead.
On. And like this, because when we started this show, it was the Man Cave podcast. We tried to bring on guests that were specifically talking about man health, man things, and not to have you on here, kind of bringing us full circle to what we've been doing on our platform, and that's creating that type of conversation for men to feel safe. And I feel like this lupus thing is just shedding a light on what we do here, because we're trying to bring that light back to. These are type of issues that we try to face in our community, and we try to clean that up. And lupus seems like it's one of those things that's silently killing our people, and we need to.
It's silently killing a lot of people.
It needs to be talked about a little bit more, because I bet the sooner we start telling these stories of men with lupus, there's going to be other men that come out and support. And I think it's just about having those support system for guys and men.
It really is. It really is.
Brotherhood. With just more than sports, with just more than things like that. You can have lupus and be okay because you got support.
Exactly.
And you see other people go through it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's about creating these type of conversations to bring it to the forefront.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have a private all men's group on my Facebook account for that reason, for men to come into and they can discuss those things in private because sometimes, there's a lot of issues with medication causing infertility and all sorts of host things. They really don't want to talk in open. So it gives them a safe place to really, they can discuss it and get that security. So when they want to open up to their family or other people, they can do that.
And what's the name of that page?
It is menhavelupus.org is our webpage. And there's a link in there that will go to our, hang on, facebook.com/groups/ Men Have Lupus. Sorry about that. I was getting that from my wife. So, but
no problem.
So Courtney mentioned, having to change your diet. What other regimens, like exercise or anything else, do you think has helped you along the way?
There's a lot of different things. I learned to just pace myself, not overdoing it. Learn my limitations. Unfortunately, it's not like I can go out there and work like I used to. I have to learn all right, if I'm going to do this activity, I know I'm going to be laid out for the next 3 or 4 days, So trying to plan things ahead of time. Yeah. Because people think, okay, you were fine yesterday, so why aren't you come out today? It's like, I would love to, but just what I did yesterday is going to knock me out for the next week. So yeah, just because you look at someone and you think, oh, you're fine. I mean, example is back when I first got diagnosed, I was really, really sick and they're trying to figure things out. I was using a walker and a scooter. And you get that old man staring at you because you're in your 30s using a walker, but you look fine, and trying to explain to him, I need this more than you, can be really kind of awkward.
Yeah. I would imagine because I've seen it. I work in hospice, so I
you understand medical,
it, which is why I'm kind of like I've dealt with a lot of different, delivering medical equipment. You deal with a lot of different type of patients. So I've seen a lot of different kind of,
I think all of us working in the medical field here. We all understand. And that's another thing about our platform too. All of us working in the behind the scenes, we all work in the medical field.
Good.
So we are a different type of thing when it comes to health. And I can understand where DC coming from when he say, I've never really experienced that type of thing amongst men.
No. But, well, and it's crazy because we don't know what everybody's diagnosis is. We just know when you're on hospice,
it's not good.
It's not good.
No,
hospice is your last. It's
the last almost the last resort.
Yeah.
And
it's rare that you come bounce back from it.
Well, I have seen some.
I've seen some too.
Yeah. I have seen some, but it's hard to do it. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So there's and it's probably why my personality is the way it is, because you see so many people. When you start building that rapport with people and you get to know them, and then they're here today and gone tomorrow. It's not easy to do.
No, puts a lot in perspective. Makes the little things more enjoyable than needing a big fancy car or something.
It makes you think about your mortality. Yes. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not you exactly who might be dying, but you see people die every day. So you start thinking about those things like, man, this person was just up and kicking it yesterday, and tomorrow they're gone. You're picking up their equipment, and doing it as long as I've been doing it, I've built some rapport with some of these patients, and I've got to see them and their families. And then it's like, when you go, you're the best person in the world because you're bringing this equipment and you're bringing comfort. But when you come to pick it up, it's a whole different story, because it's like the grieving, there's 5 stages of death. That you see that it kicks in, man. So it's like, and lupus is probably one of those things that I have been around patients, but you never know, because it's one of those things that the diagnosis could be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes the medications don't work.
Yeah. So it's important that we know these things. And it's important that I had you on, because I've really
just need to get it out there to the general public alone. It just needs to get out more in the public's eye, because we've had such stigmas on it, and it's just, people think it's just maybe a rash or your aches and pains, and you'll be fine. It's more than that. And it really is.
And that's the disheartening part. Is someone tells you they don't feel well, they're sick, and to just brush them off and just sweep it, like, they don't know their own body. They don't know, like, if I don't feel well and I'm telling you I don't feel well, trust and believe me, I'm one of them people. If I don't feel well, you'll probably never know until it's like really laying me on my back.
I was the same way. Yeah, I was the same way. So I totally get it. I mean, I never seen a doctor, stayed healthy, and
then to have this, man, is just, I commend, like Courtney said, I commend you, man, because what you're doing needs to be done.
Yeah.
And
being sick and working the front line, man, that's admirable, bro. That's something you could commend. That's something I can get behind as a person. Because I understand what you're doing. It's bigger than what you can even probably offer to people. And people will never understand the type of thing that you're doing. Because they don't. You know what I'm saying? It becomes it's bigger than anybody. And just bringing awareness to people.
Yeah, it's about the ones out there struggling. It's not so much about me.
And that's the ones that.
That's the thing I can see on you. I can see it's more about the people that.
It is
around
really
you.
Yeah, I mean,
that would keep you going, man. That's something that can keep you going. I know that would keep you going. Just to spread that news, to get that out to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hope everything turns out well. In your future.
Yeah, because when I first got sick, not knowing and getting the rejection and not having a real group to go, and it really inspired me. I don't know if you guys are aware of our chronic illness oasis we're working on too at all.
Oh no, please talk about it.
Okay, yeah. So after I got sick and almost became homeless, it was really rough because financially, you can't get an income, you don't qualify for benefits right away. You're in this gray area, and we almost became homeless. A step away. So we are fundraising to try to get property to put tiny homes on with solar panel, green space. They'll have greenhouses on the property nearby the top medical facilities for people that are homeless, because we have people that are homeless struggling with this illness right now. And so this is that kind of thing what we're doing right now, is to get a chronic illness oasis for people out there. They can come and have a place of safety and get the things they need and be treated and those kinds of things.
So where can people go donate at?
menhavelupus.org. It'll be a link right there, and they'll show everything they need to do to be able to help donate for it.
Okay, so y'all do y'all due diligence, man. I'm pretty sure we just touch every other platform.
Yeah.
People get out there and do what y'all need to do.
Yeah.
We support everything else. Let's make sure we're doing things that make sense.
Yeah.
For the community that we try to, we got to be better, man. We got to be better at trying to create those type of conversations, though, with everything.
It really does.
Whether it's related to mental health, physical health, you got to be able to talk and communicate with people and let people know what's going on with you. So because we all fight, like DC said, we all fight something.
Yeah.
So let's come together and create that brotherhood that we can, we can have a safe space. We can talk to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if we don't talk to each other, we don't know what's going on. So it just creates more problems and issues. And so,
leave people room to assume.
Yeah,
people assume you're okay. People assume that you're good.
Yep.
And you're not.
A quote that I learned a long time ago is when you assume you make an ass out of you, not me. So just in human interaction, you need to understand that, like you said, if you're fine one day and you're not the next, then you might want to take a step back, like, oh, maybe they aren't feeling well. Take that into consideration.
Exactly.
You may not need to know what it is that's bothering them, but something's bothering them.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need to take that at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to get back to the homelessness issue for a second. My dad he was a truck driver.
That's what I did for a living.
And he would get like clothes from different vendors and stuff that was like the irregular clothes, t-shirts, hoodies, and all that stuff. He would get those, and he would go out every Saturday as a minister and give to the homeless and try to put together care bags and whatever he could do to help the homeless. So that hit home with me because I watched my dad before he passed away was still trying to do that. So what you're doing is not a small feat.
No, it's not.
It's not on a small scale, and I don't want nobody to try to diminish or downplay what you're trying to do, because what you're trying to do is build a place and a village for people who have less and people who can't get it because of the sickness and because of this and that, and give them a place to go lay their head, because that is big sometimes, because just
having the simple things.
Like toothbrushes and people don't realize, people take for granted toothbrushes and toothpastes and deodorant and socks, like clean underwear. Like that stuff seems simple to people who have it, but you gotta remember there's people who doesn't, and there's people who are trying to get it, and there's people who want to get it but just don't have the means because of different things, and people look down and be like, oh, he's not working because he's drinking. That's not always the case. And I hate that, because I've watched my dad, who was homeless for a while, who came back, who did all this stuff and redeemed himself, and tried to give back. So what you're doing is huge.
And some of that too, unfortunately, is when you see people out there on the streets with using drugs and that stuff. Some of it comes down to their because they're not getting the right pain medication too. On top of it, I've seen a lot of instances. No, and they want to judge him, like you said, as an alcoholic or an addict. If they really, what's that? Hon? Yeah, or some of the other stuff out there, and they go to those issues because they can't have access to stuff they need to actually get the right help. And it's a huge conversation I think the public needs to have, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I hope you can stick around with us.
Yeah.
We have another great guest coming on. Bestselling author. She wrote a book at 15. Like, when I was 15, I wasn't writing books.
No.
I probably wasn't even reading books. Not even gonna lie to you. Deals with mental health, teen advocacy. Like I said, this episode is going to get a little deep, but it's probably something that's been needed for a while from us. Brittany, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you, both of you guys, for coming. I didn't get that before. I first want to thank you guys for coming. That would be first. Brittany, you're into mental health. Your book, I Am Not Your Average Teen. Like, just the title. Please speak on this book.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. So excited to be here.
So
Yeah,
the book
my first book, I'm Not Your Average Teen. I wrote that when I was 15 years old, like you said, and it was about my struggles with depression and finding myself and my journey to hopefully helping other teenagers out there. And that's why I wrote the book and why I'm passionate about helping kids.
guys.
I think what happens is especially when it comes to teenagers, they are already dealing with a myriad of emotions and hormone changes in just life in general, school, home life, work if they can. Um, and when you couple that with uh dealing with depression, dealing with emotional damage, dealing with maybe an abusive home, or being bullied in school, or sexuality, whatever the case may be, it doesn't get touched on enough, and it's
So
not talked
true.
about enough. It's not being exposed enough for what it is. And it's like, yeah, these kids are crying out for help. They have no way of seeking it. And this
Very
is
true.
something that I'm glad you had a book to put that out there and say,
I
hey,
just
I
won.
dealt with this. Yeah.
Thank you.
She's an author. There's more
Yeah.
Thank
than
you
one
so
there.
much. It's true. Many people are dealing with depression, and they're teenagers and they don't know what to do and they don't have help. And that's why I was very motivated to helping these kids, because there's so many issues happening in high school, and depression, sexuality, whatever it is, people are struggling with themselves, and that's why it's so important.
Yeah, and you can also have, a lot of people don't realize. When I was younger, we deal with other terrible kids that are also going through things at the same time. So I found myself as a kid, I used to always be like, I cannot stand this kid, and I hated these kids. And I realized that there are 15-year-olds that are going through the same thing I'm going through, and we had no guide to figure it out. So
Mm-hmm.
for you're creating that space for kids to have that avenue or a guide to kind of live their life in those type of settings. So what was your challenge behind making the book? What
Damn,
gravitated
Courtney,
you
you
more?
you 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 stole my
I'm on a
answer.
roll tonight, ain't I?
I
I'm on
know,
a
like
roll
you
tonight.
took like five of my questions I was gonna ask you. Done took, so I just had to sit here with a goofy face. Because I was gonna ask you at 15, what inspired you to write a
What
book?
inspired you to write that?
What inspired me to write? Actually, writing wasn't. I wasn't really inspired. It was more like when I started to write the book. I had a mentor who told me that writing in a journal and writing would be a good way to help me through my struggles. So actually, I wasn't really inspired in the beginning. It was more like I was writing to help myself and help myself through my struggles. And then eventually, she said that my journals and things I'm writing about can actually help other teenagers. So that's why I was inspired later on to put the book out there, or put my journals and put my lessons and experiences out for teenagers, because I knew that it can help someone. So really it inspired me first, and then eventually it was a chance to inspire others.
That's
That's
great. That's great.
I'm not.
At
Yeah, I
15,
mean, at
I was
15,
not
you.
thinking about
To
writing no
even know
damn book.
you have an outlet, and the fact that
Yeah,
you had a mentor that can direct
Yeah.
you in that path.
the mentorship part is the greatest thing. I think
And
people tend to do as others as you're taught. So for you to have a mentor to teach you to do those type of things is great too.
Yeah,
Because
it was
a lot of people
amazing.
don't have those avenues to connect those dots. But your book is the avenue now to connect those dots. So it's a great thing to have. To even hear that people are creating those type of things to
Thank you.
move those to create those kind of conversations of comfortableness or whatever it might be in school or wherever it might be. Just being a teenager is rough. People think that they be like, you don't pay no bills, you don't have nothing. Yes, we do. I got
Yes.
acne and I'm depressed. I just
Hmm.
want to eat this chocolate bar in my room by myself.
Right.
Please don't buy
So
it.
there's
Right.
funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
there's a quote that I loved, and it kind of made me think, and I want to quote it, but I'm gonna do it right because it was a amazing quote. There will always be darkness, but there is always light too. So crawl and escape from any darkness that keeps sucking you in. The light is patiently waiting for you.
I love that.
That quote to me when I seen it is so deep because there's so many layers to it. Like if you look at it on the surface, people just think of light and dark as this duality of, issues. But it's so much more than that because there's so many levels of darkness that people sometimes don't even know they're dealing with. And there's so many ways to find that light. But that quote to me, it says so much. And I got to thank you for it because I love it. And when I read it, I was like, man, that is inspirational. I don't know about nobody else, but when I first read it and heard it, I was like, I don't care what I'm going through. I just got to keep going. Because nobody cares if you're tired. Nobody cares if you're not feeling well. But not even just that. It's just finding that way to get away from what is tearing you down at the end is a beautiful thing. And that light to me equals a beautiful release sometimes from that pain, from that, because mental health, as we were just talking about in the community of men, let's just say men, period, is not a thing that is touched on enough. So you look at that and then you look at kids who are raised by these men who aren't getting this help. It's a vicious cycle.
Yep,
It's circle.
That man up, walk it off mentality.
Yeah,
you'll be okay.
Don't
you don't need to cry. Yep. Instead of adjusting your emotions.
How do we combat that? Because it is a vicious circle. It is a vicious cycle. Each man is given that manly talk. You know what I mean? That you get it up, walk it off, put some icy hot on it. Those things, those kids that, even girls are getting that conversation now where it's like, oh, you don't need this, you don't need that. Just stay strong, be tough. You know what I'm saying? Never let them see you cry. Never let them see you sweat. Like, to me, that's BS. Especially when you're at a young age because you're trying to learn not only about yourself, but you're trying to learn about the world. So how does one as a teen with so much get away from that feeling?
I mean, I think it's important to be comfortable with your vulnerability, and I think as society we have to heal or change the fact that people have the stigma that mental health makes you weak or having emotions make you less than. But the thing is, having emotions and struggling and going through challenges is like everyone in the world, and we have to come to a place where we can realize that challenges and emotions and vulnerability is actually a beautiful thing. And I think once we realize it's part of us and take away the shame and take away the stigma, men and women and females and girls and boys, doesn't matter what who you are, it's something that we all go through. And I think that we had to come to a place, and I think it's really shame, is taking away the shame so we can come to a place where we realize, we struggle, we all have emotions.
Yeah, we all want to eat our candy bars in our room, on our bed some night. We all do that.
Yep, exactly. And I can
hear about it.
Yeah, I kind of feel, if you're not addressing your emotions, you're really kind of walking away, ignoring the whole problem. And I always feel if you really hit your emotions dressed on, it's more of a learning experience, and you'll gain a lot more insight in yourself and everyone around you if you can sit down and really look inside yourself and handle those emotions and discuss them between someone. I think you come out as a better person at the end of the day.
For sure.
As opposed to not going and addressing them at all and just bottling them up and pushing them down.
Yeah, it's true. This is true.
That's why your kid be, crying out for help, and you can't see it because you're so fucking depressed and broken.
Exactly.
You can't even see what the kids is going through. You can't even understand that your child is literally crying out for help right in front of you.
Yep.
You just because you're scared of mental health. You're scared to go talk to somebody. You're scared to.
You're scared to just let it out. Period.
Yeah, just be who you are. And that's another thing. Everybody don't know who they are in the world, in the society that where you strive to be somebody else. It's hard to differentiate what's real and what's fake. You know what I'm saying? What's real and what's fake is the thing in the world. Mental health is real. Making sure your kids are safe and make sure they know they have a safe place is real. I mean, kids should be home at home. You should feel that at home. I think it starts at the house. I like what Brittany said too. I think it starts the cornerstone of who your kid is going to be. It starts at your home. It starts at your base. How much are you willing to put into your kid to grow as a person? How much are you willing to put in yourself to grow your family as a person? Because as a man, at some point you got to realize that you're the leader of whatever happens, and whatever you do is gonna come out of how you treat your household, how everything flows behind you. So for me, I think it starts with knowing that my kid is going to be a kid. He's going to be a teenager. And we're going to have vices that we have to fight. Like Brittany said, it's all about knowing the vices that you're going to fight in life and being vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable, because if you're not vulnerable, everything around you is going to crumble.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to crumble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything has vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable.
Yeah, you're not going to learn anything or open up to learn new things by closing everything off and keeping those emotions locked inside.
Yeah.
You just
a lot of people go through life.
Yeah.
They're scared. They say who they are, and then on top of that, you've never been in a vulnerable situation.
Yep.
You're
not knowing how to handle those vulnerable situations.
So that's what I'm saying. For kids, you have to put kids in vulnerable situations. Hey, you don't know this, but it's going to happen to you. I hope that I'm a parent that put my kid in enough vulnerable situations that he knows, okay, these things are going to constantly happen. Life is going to go on, with or without you. And that's another thing people have to realize. This thing doesn't stop because this thing doesn't stop, No. So the quicker that you realize that it doesn't stop and that you're vulnerable in this moment, you have to suck it in too. You have to take it. A lot of shit you have to take. I know people say you're not supposed to say it, but you have to take it and just roll with the punches of life, because life is going to continue to go.
I want to be happy, so I'm gonna read this quote. Here's another quote.
What's the quote?
Because this it's another Brittany quote. This is my last one because she has a lot. But
we want you to buy the book.
I can't.
Number one.
Yeah, I don't want to give everybody, but I do. There are. I know you have 11 tips that are outlined. I want to kind of hit 5 of them, maybe, if you would like. But first, I want to get to this quote, because this is another quote that I found that if you hear it, I don't know if my voice is the right one to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm the host.
You should have sent it to Chris.
No, I don't. No, I mean I don't mean like that. I just mean it deserves a loving. When you hear this quote, I want you to feel the love.
I'm wondering what quote it is.
There is not one person in this world who does not deserve to be happy. Who wouldn't want to find ways to be better than who they were yesterday? That's another quote that made me think.
That is a battle that every person in this world struggles with.
Well, it made me think because and I'm not sure if this how you wrote it. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but when I heard that, this is what I felt. Everybody should be trying, and this is something I learned at an early age myself. Everybody should be trying to be a better person today than he was yesterday, and the day after that. Every day is about growing and becoming a new human being every day. I don't want to say a different person, but just a better version of yourself than you were the day before.
Exactly.
Right.
Am I off on that?
You said it perfectly.
Yes, you heard it from her. Nobody can tell me nothing.
But that's a good quote though. Those some stuff y'all need to write on your walls. So maybe you read that every day, you'll be able to internalize what's going on with yourself. And get you a counselor. Get you a fucking counselor. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a counselor.
Even if it's not a counselor, if anyone listening to this is, struggling or going through anything, it's about talking and speaking and reaching for help. And I think that right there is just calling for help. Whoever is there to help you, someone's going to listen, someone's going to be there. So it's important that someone out there who's struggling will call for help in whatever way that is.
And that's how it starts.
Exactly.
We here are not experts. Brittany is an expert, but we will listen.
I'm not an expert, but
you're an expert to us.
Yep.
You're an expert to us. Don't let everybody ever tell you that you're not, because everybody, if you know something more than somebody else, that makes you an expert in something. And what you're doing makes you an expert. You do workshops. You've written a book. You're in there fighting, just like Louis with Lupus is in the front lines. So are you. You guys are experts in your fields.
You know how many people kids hurt themselves that don't know? Suicide is high with kids too.
Yeah, it is.
Bullying and stuff like that. So you are doing a service.
Yeah, exactly.
For
Big
people.
service.
You are doing a great service for people, 15 and up, whatever age group.
Don't nobody else tell you We appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
And please don't stop.
No, never stop.
You think you're not an expert, just like I think I'm not a podcaster, but you are. Sometimes we get that in our head, like we're not, because we don't have the certificates and the degrees. You don't need that. You are doing the work that makes you an expert in that field. You're doing the research. You're doing the workshops. You're doing your homework. You don't have.
What they say when you get a degree? What they say when you get a degree? How many
paid
years
a lot
have
of money for a paper.
How many years have you paid a lot of money for a piece of paper?
No, you just paid a lot of money for a piece of paper.
But when you work you still need years to work in the field. That's what I'm saying. You have to go to work.
But you went to school first. You went a route that made you an expert because you're experiencing it. Experience is the best teacher.
That real life world experience sometimes can be better than a school experience at the end of the day.
Because you can pay a lot of money for a piece of paper and still not know nothing.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Not know exactly what's going on in the world.
Right.
Yeah, you just got some expensive paper on your wall that told you.
Look what I did.
But I'm not downplaying people who have degrees. No, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, people think they can't be an expert because they didn't go to school. That's not true. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. You are an expert to us.
Thank you.
Anytime I need mental health and I need somebody to come on and talk, I'm going to come to you because I now know you, and I know you're an expert, and I know you're doing the work, and I know you're out here doing something that makes it worthwhile to be a part of. So to us, you're an expert, and we appreciate what you do, and we thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Don't downplay what you do. You're an expert. So now you can put expert in front because we gave you the stamp of approval. Not that it counts for anything, because it doesn't, because we're just three guys who talk.
And now we bring you on, we can say our friend, the with the shit expert. You know what I'm saying? So mental health
you're our teen advocacy expert. But I do want to get into the workshops. What does it look like, and how does it work? And how can people get involved?
Yeah, so after I'll explain like the whole history behind why I created the workshop.
Oh, you got it.
So after I wrote my first book, I knew that like I was called to help kids even more, and I was called to share my experiences with kids, help them with their mental health. And so I came to a point where I realized that my book can help guide them in their life, but it wasn't really helping with their mental health, because I wanted to create a system, a principle, and a program that will actually help them, exercises, activities, help them when they're actually right now struggling with mental health. And so I came up with a concept called Beneath and Beyond, and it had 4 exercises in there. And I taught it to high schools. I went to the schools, and we sat down and we figured out what you're struggling with and how I can help them with it, and exercises to get them through their trauma as a kid and things that cause mental health and cause depression and anxiety. And so after I realized that this is my passion and I want to help other kids who are really going through the difficulties, I did my workshops called Beneath and Beyond, and it helped lots of kids. And a lot of kids said that this workshop helped them open up with their problems, and they felt like they had someone that related to them and could understand what they're going through. And so I turned that workshop into another book, Beneath and Beyond. And it went further into really mental health and, how mental health impacts us all. And I was so devoted to helping these kids because I knew that I was them at some point in my life.
And that's what makes you an expert. Because you've written
makes
books.
me an expert.
Yeah, see? You're an
Very
expert.
true.
You can't say you're not. You're doing workshops.
I speak at universities a lot. And so there's one professor in particular that really helped me with the workshop too, that, looked at it, gave me notes. And I really took the time to really learn how I can actually make a practical workshop that can actually help people with it. Because I didn't go to school, I don't have a degree. So I really asked this professor, who's a psychologist, how can I really help these kids? And I remember, I think I asked my doctor too, if I wanted to make it both, practical and help and spiritual in some way, or a little bit of me as well. So I really took time to figure out what this workshop means to me and how I can put it out there and help these kids.
And see, that's what makes you an expert, because you did the research, you did the work, you're speaking at universities. Like I tell people all the time, if you're doing something dope, which what you guys are doing, I could, like I say, I can't not commend y'all enough. The workshops, the building the village, like you guys are doing things that people need to know. Which is why I am appreciative that you guys are here to let us be a part of helping tell this and showcase it, because that's what it's all about. It's about making sure that people know that that you have this workshop and that you have these books and you are out here to help these teens, and it's amazing. Like
Thank
you speaking at universities, like I've never spoken at a university other than like a public speaking class, and even then I ducked out when it was my turn, so I never technically spoke at a university.
Get the fuck out of here! Not you snuck out before it was your turn.
I didn't like public speaking, but look at me now.
Yeah.
What can I say? But mental health is important. All jokes aside, everybody, there's two things you need to do. One, take care of yourself, and two, take care of your mentals. Because your health and your mentality, your mental is all you have when it all boils down to it. You can strip away the money, cars, clothes, family, and none of that will matter if you're not feeling well or you not thinking straight. That's how you make a lot of mistakes, and you need to get that taken care of. So I advise everybody, bump the stigmas, forget all the being afraid. I went and saw a therapist for the first time in my life, and I felt good after. But I was grown when I did it. I kind of wish I did it when I was younger, just because I felt like it would have been more effective. But it still helped me because it cleared out some of the things that I had issues with from being a kid. I advise everybody to do it. I was nervous, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to talk to a stranger who knows. That's the perfect person to talk to, somebody who doesn't know you. They can't form, you know what I'm saying? They're
Ain't
not
gonna judge you or anything.
Judging you.
Yeah, there's no judgment.
They're not formulating this like, oh, this dude did this and this. No, it's a safe space. And that's kind of what we try to provide here. It's a place where you can feel free to talk about everything you need to talk about or that you want to talk about, and you'll feel better afterwards. I guarantee you, trust me. Talk to someone, get it off your chest, and just really tell the truth while you're doing it. Because a lot of people go into these situations where they lie to the person who doesn't know them. You're making up a story. So you're already messed up in the head. Now you're telling this person these falsities about things that don't even, you know what I mean? Like I had this neighbor who used to lie about everything. Like no matter what, you can catch him in a lie, he would still lie about the lie. It's like, why are you lying, dude? Like, there's no point in lying. You're an habitual liar. Just tell the truth. Like, be truthful. It's only going to hurt you to lie. Because you're not hurting anybody in that room but yourself when you're lying. Because not only you're lying to that person, but you're lying to yourself. And that's how that vicious cycle just keeps on going. Until you're ready to sit down and have that hard look at yourself and tell yourself the truth, you will never be right.
Right.
And that's just something
I thought you was about to say. And that's the bottom line. I don't know why. But I thought you was about to start.
It was kind of the mark.
It was fitting.
Not the mark.
It was fitting, bro.
No, I wanted to say that's a little note from the what to sit section, but it's important.
I like that too. That was good too.
It's very important. But what's more important is your health too. Because you can lie to yourself all you want, but if you don't feel well, don't be afraid to go to the doctor.
Yeah, that cheap little $45 whatever first doctor visit will save you a whole lot more than ending up in an ER and spending months in the hospital trying to figure out what's going on when you're at death's door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's important. Which is why I was so happy to have you two on. I feel like it's something that was needed. But I also feel like it's something that's important. Mental health and just your physical health are
Both
two
are very...
things that are very important. It's nothing to joke around with, and it's not a laughing matter. It's something that if you don't take care of yourself, it can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
If you don't take care of your mentals, you might hurt somebody else. You know what I mean? So you gotta take all that into perspective and really stop worrying about what other people think about you, and get to know you. You know, get to know the real you, the one you've been hiding from for the last 5 years, or whatever it is that you've been hiding from. We all think we're perfect. We all think there's nothing wrong with us. But even if it's not a bad idea to go get a mental checkup. You get physical checkups, get a mental checkup every now and then. Just make sure you're where you need to be mentally. Because if not, it could cost you in the long run.
So true.
You know, mentally, you're gonna go out there and mess up other people because you're mentally messed up. Now you're mentally
creating
messing
another
up
cycle.
other people. You know, kids is that vicious cycle that just doesn't end. And health wise, nobody wants to lose you if they don't have to.
Yeah. Especially like with my issues, like the autoimmune community too, a lot of the mental issues too can break up families. And I've seen like just people being closed off and not talking and communication issues. A lot of marriages fail, unfortunately, just for that simple thing of they're too afraid to talk amongst each other or open up. And sadly, it's just a shame to really sit down and talk to each other on things that, just discuss between each other. That's so simple.
Yes. I kind of want to leave it there. I want to have you guys back on. I definitely think this is needed again.
Got to.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh no, thank you guys
for coming on.
Appreciate it.
I definitely want to do this again, but I want to kind of leave it there.
In the background, y'all.
I know you good. I want to leave it there.
Melon.
Oh God. You gonna need mental help after.
Jeez,
Coco Melon it's a show. I've never seen it, but I've heard.
Hey, my boy, hey, he learned his colors and ABCs though, so I'm gonna let Coco Melon run around here.
Hey man, as long as he learning, that's what counts.
That's what counts, right?
Right.
But I do, and I want to give you this, guys. You guys are okay. That clap seems longer every time for some reason.
I swear to God, you guys cut that again.
I know I gotta cut it again, but you guys are both amazing individuals, and we commend you for what you guys are doing. The soul work that you guys are doing, the soul service you guys are doing, the things you guys are doing is amazing.
Thank you.
So don't stop doing it. And at this time, I want to get to what we do, our parting shots. It's that last chance to let everybody know where they can find you, follow you guys, social medias, and Louis, I want you to go ahead and go first. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yep. The easiest place to find us is menhavelupus.org or use our hashtag menhavelupus. So you can find us easily on our social media accounts of Twitter, Instagram, and all across the board.
Brittany?
You can find me on my Instagram or Facebook or my website. It's just Britt Krystantos. And yeah, I'm here if anyone is going through anything and they want to talk to me, and I'm here to give any advice.
And we definitely want them to
Thank
take
you.
advantage of that.
Please do.
Thank you for letting us get our message across. I really appreciate it.
No. Thank you guys. This is not our show. This is your guys' show.
Brittany got up out of here. She said, skirt.
She did, man.
Yeah, had to go. When you're busy, you're busy. Court, man, go ahead.
Here we go. I'm about to get out of here too. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on, Louis. Thank you for shedding the spotlight on lupus. I did not know that men can have lupus, so go get yourself checked out, man.
Please do.
And I know.
Be adamant about what's going on.
Y'all should see how Ark is looking at me right now when I just said that. I'm sorry, Ark. I did not mean to offend you, but I didn't know. So I'm glad you shed that light on that, Louis. Thank you, man, for fighting on the front lines for things like this, bro. We really appreciate you here at the show. Anytime you want to use any of our platforms, I'm sure Chris got a platform. I have a platform as well.
I can make a spot.
Anytime you want to use our platform to keep this awareness going, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I got the time for you, Louis.
Let's go.
DC, thanks, bro. Appreciate you. You know, you're always looking out for this. Get me in. You can follow me on Facebook at Cordy Duncan. You can follow me on Instagram at FBTG 927.
927. Oh,
927. Follow the podcast page. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Make sure you follow the podcast page at Smoking Reviews. That's all one thing, at Smoking Reviews on Instagram.
Ready?
Chris,
Ready
talk to the people.
All right, you can follow me on Blurred's Eye View. That's all one word, lowercase, on IG. You can also follow me on IG on Chris.Fury1. That's the personal IG, so you can go there too. You can also catch me on TikTok, Chris Fury1, where it's amazing that we've had Brittany on and Louis on and talking about mental health and health itself. And I do motivational Mondays on TikTok, and I do a bunch of other stuff where I do cover nerd-related stuff throughout the week. But you can also check us out every Tuesday and Thursday, except for tomorrow, where we do talk to blurs, nerds, and geeks, weebs, and everything in between, and do reviews on TV shows, movies, games, whatever. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30, where you can catch me, DC, and Candy B, just talking to other people, doing what we do. Like, I got my Ghostbusters shirt on, I got my Marvel gang in the background. So, we do that. We do what we do. We make it positive. We make it fun, and we make a space for everybody to come in and sit down, have a nice talk, and do it.
Before I get to mine, Louis, if you don't mind, I would love to send you this movie code. You and your wife have a movie night on us. The movie
That'd be awesome.
Panama.
Oh, yeah.
I like to give our guests something. We don't have swag bags or anything right now. As soon as we start growing,
I know how it goes.
we can do all that.
I know how it goes.
But
I appreciate it.
So I'm gonna get that over to you.
I got a
movie night on us. Thank you.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Yeah, y'all have a
All
good
right,
real quick, there is news coming. April 1st. Before April 1st, I can say it, but I can't say it until then. But just know what the shit is going to be doing something big. I would like to thank our guests, Louis and Brittany, for coming on and talking with us about lupus and mental health. Two things that kind of coexist: your mentals and your body health. Those are two things that should be always taken care of. Sometimes we get busy and neglect ourselves, but self-care is good. You know the YouTubes, you know the Facebook, you know the IG. You guys know all that because you guys are here. This is season 5. Next week we got a dope singer, my guy Clay. We also have a rapper, so we're going to get to some music next week. But I want to kind of get a break from music because we've been doing that. Oh, I forgot. We are number 23 out of 100 on the Indie Top Part Music Interviews on Good Pod. So that means there are 77 other podcasts behind us.
Yeah.
I'm being positive. Shout out to them though, man, because to be number 23 is a blessing and it's also humbling. I said this before I went on IG and said this. It's just an accomplishment of the work that's being put in. All the things that's coming is just nothing but hard work. It's a grind. It's a I lose sleep doing this, but I love it. Because I get to talk to dope people. I get to be a part of dope stories. And we get to just have fun. This is fun to me. This is my mental, it helps my mentals to be able to just talk. Thank you, RC, man. Appreciate you. I was shocked. I found out yesterday when I actually went to look on Good Pods and was like, yeah, you're number 23 of 100. Couldn't believe it. So, we're not heavy on music. We try to get a diverse group of guests. So we've been all over the place. Season 5, we're still going strong. Celebration July 20th. That'll be our 2nd year of being a show, of being, a podcast. We plan on celebrating whether we're in season or not. We will have something special for that day. We're going to celebrate our 2nd year anniversary. We're still going strong until May 11th. Like I said, we're booked up right now, and till the end of April. So we have 2 days in May that I'm looking to fill. I think the last episode, Chris, man, we just gonna do a special, like, try to bring everybody back, kind of ending out
like the picnic we did.
Yeah, I got some ideas. We'll work on it. Bring some guests back, and let's just just talk. But in the meantime, in between time, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying. If you're listening to this on iHeart or iTunes or Spotify, we appreciate y'all. To our guests, again, thank you for coming. I'm going to end this a little different than I normally do. I'm just going to end it like this. Check your mentals. Check your health. Take care of your family. Take care of business. Don't worry about what anybody else tells you. You are awesome. You are amazing. We love you. And if nobody else tells you, you're fucking dope. Have a good evening.